Hi, first graders. It is time for some Magic Treehouse. When we last left Jack and Annie, Annie was about to go into the forest and Jack was running after her. Chapter 7 is called Hide There. The forest was cooler than the sunny plains. It was filled with shadows and bird calls. "Where are you?" Jack shouted. "Over here," said Annie. He found her in a thick glade. Bright rays streamed between the trees. Green leaves and vines swayed in the dappled light. The little gray bird sat in a tree, twittering at them. "Yuck, what's that?" said Annie. She pointed at a round brown thing hanging from a low branch. Bees buzzed around it. What do you think it is? "If that's her nest, it's a pretty weird nest," said Annie. "That's not a nest," said Jack. "It's a beehive. Don't you see all the bees?" "Yikes," said Annie. She stepped back from the tree. But the little bird darted at the beehive and started pecking at it. "What is she doing?" said Annie. The bird kept pecking at the hive. "I don't know. Maybe she's as nuts as you," said Jack. "Look her up in the book," said Annie. See if it says she's nuts." "Are you kidding?" said Jack. "That nutty bird isn't going to be in this book. Just look." Jack opened his Africa book. He kept turning the pages. Just as he thought, there was no gray bird in the book. "Forget it," he said. "Keep looking," said Annie. Jack turned one more page, and then there it was, a little gray bird, a beehive, and a tall painted warrior with a spear. "I don't believe this," said Jack. He read out loud. "This bird is called a honey guide. It's both a friend and helper to the Maasai people in Africa, an African tribe known for their fierce fighting skills and bravery." "Hi, little honey guide," Annie said to the bird. "I knew you were important." Jack kept reading. "The honey guide leads the Maasai tribesperson to a beehive. The bird waits for him or her to scatter the bees and take the honey. Then the bird feasts on the honeycomb." That's like the part of the hive. "That's cool," said Jack. "They work together, like the zebras and the wildebeest and gazelle." "Yeah," said Annie, "and she wants us to be her helpers. We have to scatter the bees and leave her the honeycomb." "How do we do that?" said Jack. He looked back at the book. It didn't say how. "Well, maybe we could wave those weeds at them," said Annie. She pointed at some great bright green plants that looked like giant fans. Jack put his book and backpack down. He and Annie pulled up the weeds. They waved them near the tree. So here are Jack and Annie and the leaves that they found. This is the beehive. And I think this must be their bird friend. Let's see. They waved them near the tree, and the bees scattered. Next, Jack grabbed a tree branch and jiggled it. The hive fell to the ground and broke open. Annie stooped and stuck her finger into the golden honeycomb. "Yummy," she said when she tasted the honey. "Try it." Jack stuck his finger in the honeycomb too. He licked off the golden honey. It was the sweetest honey he had ever tasted. "Now the honey guide can get to her honeycomb," said Annie. "Yeah, but she'd better hurry before those bees come back," said Jack. "It's weird," said Annie. "Honey is so sweet and good, but to get to it, you have to go past a lot of dangerous bees." "Oh man," whispered Jack. "That's it." "What?" Jack said Morgan's riddle. "I'm the color of gold and sweet as can be, but beware of the danger that's all around me. What am I?" What's the answer to their riddle? "I get it," said Annie. "Honey." "Honey," said Jack, nodding and smiling. "That's it. We've answered Morgan's riddle. Let's go home. He stood up to leave. He gasped. Standing in the shadows was a tall man with a spear that's kind of like a weapon kind of tool and a curved sword hanging from his belt. His face was painted in fierce, bright colors. Jack knew at once what he was. He was a Maasai warrior. Hi there, Annie said in a small voice. Okay, we are going to finish reading tomorrow and see what happens to Jack and Annie. And do you think the Maasai warrior is a good guy or a bad guy? Is he going to help them or should they be afraid? We'll find out. Thanks for reading with me, first grade.